Greetings, I'm Craig Smyser with 1835 Realty. Not every neighborhood has its own cemetery. We're going to visit the Hancock family's final resting place on this episode of Discover Steiner Ranch. Located on Burks Lane in the Hancock Hill neighborhood is a cemetery that most people don't even know exists. It's located under some really nice oak trees on a nondescript parcel of land. Well, except for the fact that it's the burial spot for 4 members of the George and Eliza Hancock family. In fact, those buried here are all children who were no more than 5 years old when they died. To give you some context, the mortality rate for children under 5 years old in the year 1900 was about 25%. The graves are fenced off but clearly visible, though the headstones are getting harder to read. Grouped together are Clyde, Myrtle, and Howard, who all died between 1901 and 1904. Next to them, but separated by a dividing fence, is Hazel, who died in 1912. Their markers are simple, giving just their names, birth dates, and passing dates. The land is maintained and owned by the HOA. However, as a public cemetery, anyone is entitled to visit. I have not been able to find much information about the Hancocks. It is clear, though, that they were one of the original families in present-day Steiner Ranch. They received their land as a grant from the state of Texas, likely in the 1850s or 60s. The land they owned was sizable and covered the area that today comprises all or part of 17 Steiner Ranch neighborhoods, 3 schools, 2 community centers, and 1 apartment complex. While that is the only cemetery in Steiner, it's not the only one nearby. One set of grandparents to the Hancock children is Jason and Eliza Enoch, and they're buried in a cemetery located just off of Quinlan Park Road. Eliza's parents were also original Texas land grant recipients, whose land was along present-day Lake Austin. The cemetery is now located in the yet-to-be-developed portion of the McCormick Ranch neighborhood. When the developer of this land was looking for a name for the community, he decided to name it after Margaret McCormick, who is one of 7 people buried in Enoch Cemetery. Now, it's most probable that there are more people buried in both Enoch and Hancock cemeteries, but they simply don't have headstones, which was common back in that era. So I invite you to come out, visit a piece of history, and pay your respects to the children in the Hancock Cemetery. I'm Craig Smyser with 1835 Realty. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Discover Steiner Ranch. And remember, when you're ready to buy or sell a home in Steiner, I'm ready to help.